Hey everybody, I'm Sean and welcome to the How to Hero YouTube channel where I aim to make a hero out of you. Actually, there's already a hero within you. I'm just aim to kind of wake you up to that fact and help you start living heroically, I guess. So today I wanted to talk about starseeds and why starseeds, and not just starseeds, but why all souls have to forget when they come to Earth and when we incarnate on Earth, and why that forgetfulness has to happen. There's a few different reasons. The main reason is that think of it this way. I really like the way that Ra describes it. If you're not familiar with the Law of One, I highly recommend that material. I'll put a link to it in the description. In all my links, if they're linking to Amazon, there'll be affiliate links, just so you're aware that I do get kind of commissions if people purchase through those links anyways, and it supports the channel. So just so you are aware, I'm disclosing that or whatever. So anyway, so the Law of One, Ra equates it to a poker game. And so if you're playing poker, and you know the hands of everybody, you know the hands of all the people at the table, you know the hands of your hand and everything, then it's not going to be a lot of fun, right? Like you're gonna, you know what's going on, you know what's happening. Like there's not a lot of, you don't got a lot of skin in the game, right? Any of your bets, you'll know when to bet, you'll know when to not bet, you'll know when to hold them, and you'll know when to fold them, right? And you'll know exactly everything, and there'll be really no consequence, because you can just have whatever consequence you desire to have because you know everything that's happening. So the way that it works with life is when we incarnate on Earth. We go through the veil of forgetfulness, and we essentially have to forget everything. So when we incarnate, we choose our parents, and we look at, using the Akashic records, we look at quantum potentials for our spiritual growth, our spiritual path, our spiritual journey. We look at all these different potentials for all the lessons that we could learn on this life. So when I choose to incarnate as Sean, I looked at Sean's quantum potentials in the Akashic records, and I said, at my higher self, said, okay, this incarnation will bring about the growth that I want as a soul. And it's most likely to bring it about because these are the likelihoods of these various quantum potentials. And so a way to think of that is that, like, you know, you have your life mapped out. It is mapped out. There is a certain element of pre-plannedness, fate, destiny, whatever. But you also have free will. So you choose what you do at any given moment, as a being, as the entity, as the vessel, the vehicle chooses free will in this environment. And so what the soul does, though, is the soul looks at like a bird's eye view of all the different kind of potentials, and then selects a life with parents and siblings and peers and interactions with other souls that it can kind of see in the potentials, and makes a decision and chooses to incarnate there. And as soon as you forget, now you don't know the hands. You don't know what the hands are, right? Now there's a lot of consequence. There's a lot of consequence to your action. There's a lot of like karmic consequence, really, is what it's about. Because these lessons that we're intended to learn in this density of consciousness are karmic lessons. They're not lessons about, like, how to be cool, or how to do something that's like, I don't know, somehow smart, right? That's not what this incarnation's about. It's about spiritual growth. It's about spiritual ascension, really. Evolution is the word. And the same way that life evolves, consciousness evolves. And so we're part of that consciousness. And so when we incarnate here as starseeds, we go through this veil of forgetfulness the same way that everybody does. Everybody goes through it for the exact same reasons. So for Starseeds, though, we've already done that. We've already done the growth. Like, we've already done all this stuff. We've already been through this density, right? We've already graduated past this. And so we've come back. And that's why we can often be told that we're old souls, and that like, people, we just seem maybe mature, or like we get things a little quicker than some might, because we've experienced it before. Things kind of just snap into place, and as we start to hear the truth, once we've kind of unlocked, that's my, we've shifted, we've awakened, right? We've heard the call. Once we've heard the call and we've awakened, we I don't know why I keep doing that, but we become able to kind of discern truth versus non-truth, and we start to naturally just seek truth. And it's so funny, because I actually have this tattoo on my arm. Before I knew about any of this stuff, I was borderline agnostic. I was like, I thought that there was probably some sort of spiritual something, but I had no inclination to even consider that humans could even conceive of what it might be, right? Like, basically, I thought it was, all of this stuff was arrogance as I was growing up. It wasn't until way later that I actually started to develop a much more like robust and a much more closeness with my own spirituality after awakening. So, and it wasn't until I awakened to the truth of being a starseed that happened. So, anyways, so I digress a little bit, but I got a tattoo on me that has the grace, which is it's a symbol that represents the I guess the different forms, the different planes of existence between the spirit and the 3D physical, as well as like the veil between the worlds, and the kind of the holographic nature of the world. It's a symbol that represents that. And then over top of that, I have a sword, and it says truth on it. It's the sword of truth. And I got all of that before I was even spiritual, before I even knew that truth was going to be the thing that drove me, before I knew that, right? And it's so synchronistic. It's like a tattoo, and all of my tattoos actually relate back to something spiritual. But I didn't know they were spiritual until I got the tattoos. So anyways, that's another story. But so I'm telling you guys about my tattoos, and I'm supposed to be telling you about why you incarnated and forgot everything. So you forget everything in order to have stake in the game. In order to learn the lessons, you need to basically not know, right? You need to make mistakes. You need to experience pain and suffering and hurt. And so if you haven't seen my Starseed contract video, check that one out, because I'll talk a lot more about like why you need to experience that stuff. But essentially we came here to experience these things. But as Starseeds, we came here to like quickly just kind of get past that and then zero in on raising the vibe. And that's it. So we forgot because we had to forget, because that's the rules of the game here. That's the rules of Earth. Gaia is the logos of us, right? And Gaia's rules, or perhaps the sun's rules, are, I can't remember if it's the sun who set this or the Earth, but I believe it's the Earth who set the free will and the forgetfulness in place, but it could be the sun. I can't recall. Anyways, if somebody remembers from, I think they mention it in the Law of One in material. If somebody remembers, let me know, please, in the comments. And if I recall, I will search it up, and maybe I'll even put a comment or something. But anyways, so that's why we forget. That's why the veil exists the way that it exists in this form on the planet. And I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, I love to answer questions. I try to read every comment. Just leave a comment below. Say hello. you know, introduce yourself. I love reading everything, so thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you like the video, click the like button. It really helps the channel, helps with the algorithm and all the math and the things that it does with the YouTube and all the, you know, the clickies and the graphs and all the stuff, the robots. Yeah, that it helps when you click the buttons. I guess because they like when you do that. I don't know. So just click the buttons if you want, or don't if you want. And thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you watched this far, then you are a strong person. Take care.